Hi, my name is Luke Reeves-Rollins, and for the first video assignment in personal finance, I'll be discussing SMART goals and how they can be used to establish your financial goals in a clear and attainable manner. When it comes to SMART goals, the word SMART is used as an acronym that encompasses the premises of specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So what I'll do now is explain what each of these areas mean and how it relates to financial planning. So the first area that will be discussed is specific. When it comes to financial planning, it's essential that our goals are clearly outlined. An example of a specific goal is I will contribute $2,000 to a tax-free savings account this year. An example of a goal that isn't specific would be to say, I would like to start saving some money for my future. In order to successfully attain your goals, they must be clearly defined so that there's no gray area there. So the second parameter that we're going to cover is measurability. So when we're setting goals, it's important to clearly state how much you'd actually need to save to achieve a certain goal. So a measurable goal would state the dollar amount to achieve a specifically outlined goal. A goal that isn't measurable may sound something like, I'd like to become better at managing my finances. A goal like that doesn't really mean much, and little to no change in financial state is likely to arise from such a goal. The third aspect we'll examine is achievable. Obviously, when we're setting goals, it's important that the goal is actually attainable. There's no sense in making a goal of contributing $5,000 to an emergency fund this year if your income's only $10,000. If the goal is too far out of reach, it's going to make you more prone to give up. So a more realistic goal is going to make it a lot easier to stay committed to the process. Fourth area is relevance. So goals should be relevant to your other goals. For example, if you had a long-term goal of retiring with $1 million, somewhere in your short and medium-term goals, there should be something in there about putting away a percentage of your earnings into an RRSP, TFSA, or some type of savings account, because obviously if you don't take those steps in the early stages, you can't really attain your long-term goals. So you must understand that these steps, all the steps that must be taken in order to reach each individual goal. So the final aspect to cover is time bound. So what this means is that any goal that you set must have a specific time frame in mind. So instead of saying, I would like to save $5,000, a time-bound goal would include the time in which you strive to save that $5,000. Without including time, it's really difficult to measure your success in terms of attaining those goals. And failing to include time would make it a lot easier to postpone payments or put it off for another day, which is obviously not what we want. Now, with some discipline and by applying these 5 principles to your financial goal planning, you have a much better chance of meeting your goals and gaining control over your financial situation.